problem in the future, not straight away. We have given away our oil and gas assets offshore for buttons. We have the second most generous regime out of 150 or so in the world, outside of Cameroon, which is 138 on the corruption index. I mean, we're literally giving it away. I think what could be done very, very easily on Wednesday is to introduce a super rate of capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is 30% at the moment. It should be at least double that, or maybe 2.5 times that, for anybody who sells an offshore oil and gas licence to somebody else and makes a fortune out of it, because the technology...
Because this is what they tend to do. You get a small exploration company, goes in, discovers the stuff, then sells to a major at massively inflated gains.
Yeah, just very briefly, we actually had a reasonably well thought out strategy up until 1987, designed by Justin Keating before that. If there was an offshore oil and gas find, the people of the Republic of Ireland owned 50% of it. We also had royalty income and corporation tax at 50%. We're now down to, 1987 there was a pivot. We now own nothing of it. There is no royalties, and we might get corporation tax at 25%, perhaps up to 40%, but all the exploration costs are a write-off for generations.
And not alone that, isn't it? All the exploration costs, not just for that particular discovery, the related activity around our coast. It's a crazy situation.
Crazy. We have been described by an American agency as the second most generous regime in the world. Now, there's 750 billion, folks, 750 billion potential value of oil and gas assets off our shores. And they represent 6 times the size of the landmass of our country. And we're doing nothing about it. So, quite recently, nothing was happening on the citizen front. That's now changed. A new organisation has started called OwnOurOil, and you can join it, and it's a non-political zone. You can join it.
Why is it
by
that
clicking onto OwnOurOil.ie.
Consecutive ministers come in, and they all eventually, no matter what they said in opposition, they all eventually come round to the whole thing. Well, there aren't many discoveries in Ireland. There aren't many people knocking on our door. Now, the answer to that is obviously very simple. If we get nothing out of it, or very little out of it, leave it in the ground, sunshine. Someday it'll be, gettable and profitable. If it's not profitable now, there's no point. Well, what is the point of taking anything out if you get nothing out of it?
If you go on to OwnOurOil.ie, you'll get all of the detail you need. But one of them, for example, we had Tony O'Reilly Jr. standing up at an international oil convention very recently and stating that you could make lots of money in Ireland with oil at $45 a barrel. Oil is more than double that at the moment. Technology has caught up with the situation, but unfortunately our regime still hasn't, and that needs to be addressed. Now, unfortunately, there was a joint Oireachtas committee report on this, so all of the political parties have taken a position. Unfortunately, they're on the wrong side of that position.
I want to know why, though. Why can they not open their minds to an alternative strategy? As I say, if you get nothing out of it under the present regime, or so little that it doesn't contribute in a major way, why not just let it be? Well, leave it under the seas. Let it be.
I agree, but unfortunately, the Joint Oireachtas Committee, which got in a small number of submissions, Pat, it didn't really get them from the right sources, in my view, and it just decided, let's leave well enough alone.
Did it have the expertise on its own committee?
No. In my view, no. There was 3 people with bachelor science degrees. There was 1 barrister. There was nobody with a geology degree, engineering degree, economics or finance degree on that JOC committee. And they just said leave well enough alone.
By the way, just to pick you up on something, Department of Tourism...